Hello, and because you guys requested it in a poll and you won, here's my take on a Transformers Legacy Evolution Bludgeon review. Ooh, yeah. So, here's the figure in all of his glory. You can see, even just on his head sculpt, there's a lot of red paint, which I think is very vibrant. Definitely gives him a lot of character because, again, he's not just a Tarn remold. Genuinely, I do think that the colors on him are more appealing than Tarn's original color scheme. That's just my personal opinion. You guys can take that however you want to. But, yeah, Legacy Bludgeon review time. Let's go. So, my thoughts on this guy initially were, okay, cool, a Tarn repaint with a sword. But I gotta say, I find him a lot more enjoyable to just mess with than Tarn was. Tarn, I felt like his color scheme, no offense, IDW fans, but Tarn's color scheme was really dull. And that just made it, how do I put this? It made him less appealing for me to mess with, but because Bludgeon's color scheme is all over the place, I feel like it definitely gives a lot more character to him than just Decepticon-headed menace. Genuinely, he feels like an entirely different figure despite having the same body as Tarn did. So, continuing off that, we will head into the articulation section of the video. If you have Tarn, you essentially know his articulation, but for those of you who don't have Tarn, I'm going to pop off his sword, which is his main accessory. Very nicely sculpted. I'm going to try and bring it close to the camera. You can see it has a lot of details and lines running along it, along with a very nice edge to the sword. I like it personally, and I hope it is reused for other characters later. Then there's his cannons, same as Tarn's, but in much more vibrant and honestly eye-catching colors. I think the orange with the silver and the red just looks amazing together with the black tips for the cannons. I think that just makes everything look better. So, Bludgeon's articulation. He has a full 360 at the shoulder, as well as the shoulder being able to move out. This part of the arm can bend down a little, so you can get him into, shielding himself or something like that. Then this part, you have a swivel at the elbow, as well as a bend at the elbow. It's about a little more than 90 degrees. And the hands have a full 360 swivel, along with opening hands. Incredibly rare on a Voyager figure. Very happy. Sorry, there was a cut in the video. Someone walked in my room. Anyways, back to the articulation. We covered the arms and the head, which, very nice ball joint. Probably should move him a little closer. It's a very nice ball joint, letting him look up and down that far. And he has a full 360 at the waist. Oop, not quite. His backpack hinders it a little, but it can untab, and it doesn't mess with the stability of the figure at all. And you can get a beautiful full 360 at the waist. And, with the arms covered, now we move to the legs. Can move forward that far and move back that far. Pretty much uninhibited. Then they move out as well. Weaving for, as Jobby the Hong says, beautiful spread. Sorry. Oh, that was bad. Okay. Then, the knees. Oh, yeah, probably should mention thigh swivel. Very important piece of articulation there. Bend at the knees, more than 90 degrees. And if you want to de-transform him a little, you can get a very nice double-jointed knee. Then, a wonderful ankle pivot. Pretty much, he's just very posable, very dynamic, honestly. Even without his weapons, you can see he looks pretty nice and dynamic. I like how he looks, dude. Poses very nicely, too. Then, with his accessories, mentioned beforehand. As you saw at the start of the video, I like to keep it plugged into his back, but you can plug it into his arm. Either of the two. And he has a bunch of ports on his body for weapons or accessories. And he's very customizable like that, so I do enjoy how that looks. Yeah, I guess now it's time to start getting into the transformation. I'm probably just going to yap while I'm doing this, but Legacy Bludgeon, I think, it's like the Black Convoy effect, if you know what that is. For those of you who don't, I will gladly explain the Black Convoy effect. The Black Convoy effect is when a figure is redone in black, and it feels better and looks better than the original figure. I feel like the Black Convoy effect, but not Black Convoy, is definitely what I'm getting from Bludgeon. Ooh, I should probably give you something on how to transform this guy. I'm sorry. Okay, so in order to transform him, first, you pop up his chest piece a little bit, flip him around, pull out this back, turn that around, and flip each one of these silver pieces all the way. And you'll see why once the tank mode is done, that he has to look like this. Then, with the front piece done, you can pull out his arms, rotate them both forward a little bit, fold his head into that little crevice there. Yeah, that does happen occasionally. And if his head doesn't fit, you just have to use a little bit of force, which is unfortunate, but it's not ruined the figure at all from my experience, so you should be good. And, sometimes because this does tend to pop off, I've noticed it's an issue with both Tarn and Bludgeon. It pops off sometimes while transforming, so do be aware that that is something that will happen. Then you finish rotating these. You can just leave that there for a second. You come to his legs. You push them together. Fold these up. Then you use that aforementioned double knee that I was talking about earlier. Put that, bend them as far as they'll go. Then you come back up here, push this back, and plug them in. Just like that. And that'll keep that in place while you finish transforming the arms. So the arms, see this green panel? You're going to want to flip it around, and that goes for both sides. Spread the arms apart. Rotate them like this. That'll be relevant in a minute. Rotate them again. When you flip that, then you take this part, make sure it lines up with the peg in there, and that this side of the arm will peg into there. And I'll demonstrate that for you. All right. So you see that? Well, line that piece up. Line that up. Boom, boom. Both tabs are locked in. Then you unfold the arm. Move it. Plug it in. Straighten that out. And do it to the other side. Plug it in. Boom, and then boom. Then you flip that out, plug that in, and finish. You're done, except you're not done. If you're a purist to Transformers, like a lot of people are, if they collect figures, the main thing that you're going to need to do, I'm going to need y'all to lock in. So you see these two ports up here? And you see these two tabs. You plug the cannon into those, and that'll give you an articulated, rotating, fully posable cannon with turrets. Sometimes if you do pose it in a way it doesn't like, it will come undone, but for the most part, it'll stay in there very solidly. Then his blade, you can just choose to plug it into either side. I'm just doing it there for now because that's the most convenient. Oop. There it goes again. But for the most part, boom, locked in. And he has the same tank mode as Tarn, but it looks so much cooler in my opinion. I love Legacy Tarn, I do, but I feel like Bludgeon just did it better and with a sword. So, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.